welcome. Thank you for joining me at Maria Loves to Talk. And today I am talking about something very important, something I've just been meaning to talk about because it's been in the news. Women's rights to our bodies, and that's what I'm talking about today. It's serious, okay? So if there's something you're interested in, please join me. Get you some snacks, click like and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. If this is something you're not interested in, there's 1 billion videos, you guys and gals. So, hey, but thank you anyway, and blessings. So, see you later. So, let's get into it. What am I talking about? I will be talking about abortions, or abortion, or pro-life, or pro-choice. Gonna try to throw in the death penalty in here some kind of way, reason. I'm not really making this about politics. I'm not doing a lot of scriptures because, you know, I told you I am more of a spiritual person versus religious. In fact, my whole family, you know, I'm one of these people. I go anywhere. I have gone to, of course, Catholic, Baptist, non-denomination. I went to a holiness church, sanctified church. The only places I haven't been to a Wiccan church. Don't have no intentions of going, okay? I have not been to a synagogue. I haven't been to a Hare Krishna. I haven't been to a mosque. Trying to see what else. I've been to plenty of tent revivals. That's about it. So I'm really gonna make this more of a spiritual. And don't let me forget, I've got a lot of little stuff to get in here. So I think we all know what abortion is. No, I have not had abortion. Do I support abortion? Do I believe in abortion? It's changing. But from the very beginning, when I was a younger lady, not gonna tell you my age because it's none of your business. Yeah, I did support abortion. I felt that, hey, it's a woman's body. This is my stuff. You don't control me. You don't tell me what to do. You don't have fallopian tubes of a JJ, a cervix, or uterus. You worry about your little stuff, and you let me worry about my little stuff. And then I had an awakening. I don't know how to explain it other than one of those Edgar Casey, and I'll let y'all Google it. I'm not going to tell you too much about Edgar Casey. I'm going to let you get you some homework in. But I had one of those Edgar Casey moments where I was just standing at the kitchen, and my nieces and nephews was doing something. I had cooked a dinner, and I just had this, I don't know. And then I'm not really one of those people that cry a lot. I'm really not a crier, and just I could just feel like tears was just coming over me. I don't know, but I will tell you later on what that vision was, and I know it was from that man upstairs, the universe. Okay. So let's talk about abortion right quick. And don't let me forget, I want to tell, I'm going to just throw it out right now. I saw one movie that was just so, and I still remember it to this day. It's a Jewish movie. It was a foreign movie. I think it was like at least over 10 years ago. And it was about a Hasidic family. They were in Israel. And the woman had fertility problems. And her and her husband had been together 10 years. They were in love. He was a rabbi. Make a long story short, the family made him split up, made him leave her to get a younger woman so he could get pregnant to pass on whatever, you know. And kind of find out she had secretly went and saw a fertility lady specialist. And I didn't know that was against their religion or something to that nature. And the lady told her, honey, it's nothing wrong with you. It's something wrong with your husband. She was so in love with him, she could not bear to tell him that it was something wrong with him. It's a must see. Okay, two interesting things I found in doing this. Bobby Darin. I don't know if anybody remember the Splish Splash. I think he did another song, the Mac at Night, or something about Mac. But he's an old time singer from back in the 60s. Was married to, he was one of my mom's favorite singer. His wife, he married Sandra Dee, was one of those beach actress. Make a long story short, he found out at 32, I think he died when he was 37, but he had 32 in the late 60s. He found out the woman that he thought was his sister was his mother. And the woman he thought was his mother was really his grandmother. Okay, that's one. And that's going to tie in with what I'm going to talk about. Ted Bundy, we all know who Ted Bundy was, psychopath. He said in one of the interviews they had did of him that he knew at an early age that the woman who said she was his sister, his big sister, was his mother. I guess he eventually was told, but he said he knew for some reason, something that he knew at an early age, that woman was not his sister, but she was his mother. Okay, so let's go on abortions. We all know about abortions. Okay, so I'm fixing to break it down. Abortions is not nothing new. I told y'all in previous stories, my grandmother, several other grandmothers, great-grandmother, they were midwives, they were healers, they worked with herbs. So midwives, since way back in the day, okay, have been performing abortions, as well as witches. They actually, I probably didn't physically, but they mainly gave the women something to drink, a herb or something, okay, to induce it. Who should have abortions? You know, our governor, Governor Greg Abbott said that the people, they did the heartbeat bill. You have to wait before 6 weeks, or you can't go any further than 6 weeks. Who should have the abortions? I think the conservatives are saying if you are a rape person, a rape victim, incest, we know what incest, a brother raped his sister, she's pregnant, daddy raped his daughter, she's pregnant, or grandfather, blah, blah, blah. Those are the two people that should have it. And then I thought I saw somewhere they said they should still be made to have the child. Some other people who have had it for other reasons, of course, rape, incest, is interfering with the school or college. Their abuse survivor is from an abusive relationship, boyfriend, husband. They know the child will be born handicapped. Talking about that, everybody cannot deal with a child that will, if you only know, will be special needs. Everybody can't. I know people say, well, you should still have the child and put it in a home. Well, I mean, do you really want to do that? Do you know that child's going to be taken care of? You know, it's a whole bunch of what if, you know, what if? I know my grandmother on my mom's side, my mother's, I think this my mother's youngest sister was born Down syndrome. They used to call them mongoloid. And I don't remember what was the age, but make a long story short, my grandmother felt, because she was a good, strong Catholic woman, she felt guilty. She felt that she had did something and that she was being punished. You know, was this child, I think they had 5 kids, and this was the 3rd or the 4th child, and then she had another child, the 5th one, and he was normal. So she was like, why am I being punished? I'm not a good Catholic. What did I do wrong? And then she developed, I shouldn't say it, like a little small drinking problem, because she was just like, it's my fault. It's my fault. I did this. Then there was no programs for people who were minorities, or let's just say, keep it real, black people back in those days in the 50s and the 60s. So if you had a special needs child, you had to keep that child at home. You wasn't able to bring your child to a facility. And my grandmother tried to bring my aunt to a facility, and the people just flat out told her, we don't accept Negroes. we're not accepting her. And my grandmother, and I guess that's where we got the feistiness from. She was like, and y'all gonna be offended, but hey, it's called keeping it real. I'm gonna probably change my name from Maria Loves to Talk to is Keeping It Real. And she told them, she said, all these kids are retarded. So you're telling me because my child is a Negro retarded, she can't go to school with the white retarded kids. They're all retarded, but y'all gonna make a difference between the retarded kids because of the skin color. So my aunt stayed in diapers from baby to like 10 years old. 10 years old. Can you imagine you changing a child that can't barely walk, crawl in diapers until they're 10 years old? Yes. So that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a burden. That's a lot for a family to bear, especially in those days. Okay, another reason people say they have abortion, money. The money ain't right. Well, to tell you the truth, having a baby, your money is never going to be right unless you're Kim K or unless you're Sierra, unless you're Eva Longoria, unless you're J-Lo. Money is never going to be right, okay, for people having kids. It's just never going to be enough money. Okay, some people said the excuse was they already had kids. It was going to be a struggle. It was going to be a burden. Okay, getting back to our Governor Greg Abbott, the heartbeat bill. They passed this other bill, Senate Bill 4. I'm confused with all these bills. Senate Bill 4, Senate Bill A, Bill 1515 passed September 1st, 2021. So now some other states have passed a bill. You is against the law to of course, to get abortion. A person can tell on another person. The doctor, the hospital, the clinic, all these people can get in trouble and go to jail. Blah, 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 blah. All these seem to be, I think they said Southern Belt, 11 states passed the Bible Belt. So Bible Belt states. Okay, 1973 Roe versus Wade. I don't know if they're trying to turn it upside down or end it or what. I saw something I thought was so not funny, not really cute, but interesting. And they were saying Viagra versus the abortion, or Viagra versus the abortion pill. Okay, and I agree with them. Y'all don't need Viagra, and we shouldn't have to pay for your Viagra. And you know what I mean, okay? If we're gonna, if they're going to watch the woman's body, her privates, why we're not watching the men privates, okay? Use that same kind of energy. All this going back and forth, it's not benefiting anybody. It's not benefiting the kids. Okay, we got this shortage of the infant milk. Where's the milk? Where's the milk, Governor Greg Abbott? Where's the milk? All these other, governors. Where's these people's milk at? Okay, y'all tell the people don't, have your baby, don't have abortion, no daycare. Mama gotta work, okay? She's, everybody's not able to marry Jeff Bezos or, what's that other billionaire? Mark Zuckerberg or Eddie Murphy or I don't know, but you know what I'm talking about. Everybody's not lucky to get a husband with a $10 million contract. They have to get out and work, and they need daycare. What happened to tax breaks? What happened to, they don't want the people to get food stamps. I went to the grocery store and I just almost passed out. I had my nephew and someone else with me, and I looked at the ground beef. It had to been no bigger than this, maybe a little bit longer. $12. That same pack we used to get for like about $8 or $9. It's $12. The oxtails that I saw, not at Aldi's, I saw it at another store, for one pack, you had like 4 in there, 4 kind of medium size, probably about half the size of this, $25. I was complaining and someone sent me a picture of a package for $75 up north. Then the chicken tenderloins that I would get, they were no more than like $5 or $6 just like 2-3 months ago. That's $9, $8. How do y'all expect, and you can't get meats at the food pantry, so how do y'all expect these families, especially single mothers or working mothers, or even if you do have a husband, a spouse in the home, y'all not making it easy for people to want to be able to try to keep their kids if there's no help for them. Just had to throw that one in. I had to throw that one in, you guys. I had to. So, okay, so some options for people here I saw along with abortions. Okay, so we got that out the way. Let's talk about the development of a baby. And I had to refresh myself because I should have known that. I had baby 1, 2, and 3 life development. Okay, so the lung development of a baby, or should I say fetus, embryo, 3 to 5 weeks to start it, the little bud, the lung development. Heartbeat is at 5 weeks. Embryo is at 5 weeks. Okay. Then here I was looking at, and I have forgot, you have here some I guess options besides abortion, of course, fostering, adoption, and then I'm seeing a lot of people trying to do that IVF, and we're going to get to that. So starting with adoption, I noticed a lot of celebrities, famous people, have been adopted. I'm going to name a couple of them. Jamie Foxx, Nicole Richie, Lionel Richie's daughter. Her aunt is Sheila E., which I don't know why Sheila E. I'm going to keep it real. Sheila E., I know you have money. Why did you not take your brother's daughter in? Okay? La Familia, okay? Faith Hill, Nelson Mandela, Marilyn Monroe, Isaac Hayes. Let's see, who else here? Simone Biles, gymnast, famous gymnast. Ray Liotta, condolences to his family, famous actor. He just passed away. Ice-T, I didn't know Ice-T, and I watch him all the time on that Law, SUV Law. Dennis Quaid, I didn't know that he was adopted. Snooki, Eartha Kitt, famous Eartha Kitt. Kristen Chenoweth, I was looking at her the other day, and I kept wondering why she was so petite, and she's a little blonde, but her mama was a big, tall lady, okay? Melissa Gilbert, I remember her, Little House on the Prairie. She used to date Rob Lowe for ages, and her sister that's on that Roseanne Barr show where they took Roseanne Barr off. Colin Kaepernick, famous handsome football player that started the kneeling. And let's see who else. It was somebody else, but those are the famous people who are adopted. And I had made a comment to someone, I don't know if it was on a Facebook group or what, and I'm going to keep it real. If everybody who was adopted or who is adopted or was in foster care would like pay it forward and adopt a child or bring in a child, we wouldn't have so many kids in foster care, okay? Just keeping it real. Okay, so, okay, back to foster. I saw something here about Tiffany Haddish, a comedian. She said that she was a foster child, and I know she's starting a program to give back. In fact, I think she was trying to be a foster mom. Here I read something about in 2019, 20,000 kids fostered out, never having a permanent family. I couldn't imagine that, because when I was 18, 17, I was dumb as a doorknob. I couldn't imagine just somebody just throwing me out on the street and say, hey, you 18, get the hell up on out of here. I didn't know nothing, okay? And then in 2019, over 672,000 kids was in foster care or had been in foster care at some time. Okay. So then the next thing I was looking at, it was talking about IVF. I didn't know that. And I know that I saw someone here, and I remembered Martha Stewart was on, I don't know if she was on TV or I read in an article that she had spent $100,000 for her daughter Alexis to have a baby. So they went through IVF several times and it failed, and she got surrogates and they was miscarrying until she finally had a baby. And they were saying here that IVF can cost anywhere from $12,000 to $30,000 a visit. That's a lot of money, you guys. She was saying that everybody wants to try at least one time to have their own natural biological child. Okay, some of the famous people that had the IVF, of course, Martha Stewart's daughter, Kim K, Nicole Kidman. I didn't know Nicole Kidman had that. Lucy Liu, Sarah Jessica Parker, her twins, Tyra Banks, Ellen Pompeo from Grey's Anatomy. I didn't know she had it. I think she had a surrogate. Angela Bassett, I didn't know her too. So it's a lot of them, and not to mention there's some that's having it and they're not going to tell us anything. And I think Gabrielle Union and her husband, Dwayne Wade, I think that they did also. Okay, oh, Steve Jobs. I think I said Steve Jobs was adopted. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, so moving on. This has been, I know it had to been like 10 years ago. I had did a study, my own little study, and these surveys that these people are doing really bothers me. I'm thinking about something that my professor had told us. He was a conservative, and he was, I wish I could think of that guy's name, but he's Greek, but Greek American. He had some great stories. His wife's dad was a judge, and he had a lot of friends who was lawyers, and he had some just crazy stories. Some of them was crazy, but one good thing I remember, he said that anytime you're looking at a survey or somebody saying that they did a survey or blah, 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 you have some questions you need to ask, because really, in a sense, people can make a survey say what they wanted to say. Because everywhere I go, I was seeing people saying, oh, black women have the most abortions. Black women have the most abortions, and the most dangerous place for a black baby to be, or a black baby will be, you know, all this stuff. And I was like, how is that possible? But again, like you said, a person, depending on who's paying for the survey or for the whatever, they can make it say how they want it to read. Okay, so I did my survey, my questionnaire, and I used a gas station in my community. And it was, I think this guy was Indian or Pakistani, and he was a young guy. He was also in college. He was in the school where I was going to at that time. He's probably about early 20s. So he let me use, I wish I could find it. I was looking for it early because I keep all my little stuff and it must be in the storage. So I remember I had 10 questions. Or was it was 3 questions, but I asked 10 males, 10 men. And then they all were in different age groups. Mainly the guys were like in their 20s, and I had a few like late 30s, early 40s. I don't think anybody was over 40. And I was shocked. And what I did get that I still remember from these dudes is that out of the 10 guys, the 10 males, and it was mixed. I'm trying to remember. I don't really know if it really have anything to do with the men's race or age, but I was shocked. But the guys that I interviewed, okay, the guy that owned the store, he was Indian. Okay, and I think it was 4 or 5 Hispanic guys. I don't know. It was mixed. I think if I did interview a white guy, it probably was one white guy, maybe one black guy. But it was mixed. But it wasn't half and half. But we're all young guys, but not old guys. So going forward, 8 of them told me off the bat that they did not believe in abortion. They would not want their wife or baby mom or a girl that they was dealing with to have an abortion. And I was shocked, and I went back to my class, to my professor, and I read my findings and whatever, and other people was shocked. Now, I don't know if these guys was putting me off or trying to impress me by, thinking if they said this would make them look good, but yeah, they said that they didn't believe in it, they didn't support it, they did not want it for their wife or their woman or whatever. And then there were 2 guys out of the 10 that was undecided. They were like, whatever she wants to do, I'm going to support what she wants, but they didn't really have an answer. So that was surprising. So what I got from that, the little bit that I got, is that we think, women, or some of us, that that's what men want and that they will go along, but really in actuality, a lot of men really do not want abortion. But then again, y'all not the one having the babies, and I've known girls who go through with their baby and the man disappear. And then y'all been seeing it, because I've been giving y'all the stories on these women coming up missing. A lot of them are pregnant, boyfriend don't want the baby, he don't want to pay child support, and he's thinking in his little feeble brain that, oh, if I get rid of her, I get rid of the baby and I don't have to pay child support, or I don't want her to find out I'm married to another chick. Okay, so moving on, this is a big hypocrite. This whole thing is just